to another episode of
The Epic Family Road Trip.
So we are signing some books and shipping them out to our very first patrons on the Patreon account. So if you sign up now, we'll get you your very own signed copy of Care Leadership. Plus, you'll have our undying love and affection. Thank you to everyone who has signed up so far. We haven't actually even put any content on there yet, so we thank you very much. We've got a lot of awesome content planned for Patreon coming up. Every month we're going to do a Q&A with me and Carol or with the kids and just try to answer all your questions about family life, about travel lifestyle, about doing what we're doing and trying to live your life to the fullest. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Your books are on the way.
It'll be good until the end of January next year.
Oh, till the end of January, okay.
I'll give you this actually.
Okay.
So yeah, in there it'll give you a list of the different hiking trails.
Okay.
And it would maybe be a good idea, it doesn't get updated often this time of year, but there is a trail report if you just Google Kootenai Trail Report.
Okay.
And then that'll give you updated, just in case there is anything with avalanche warnings and things like that. So there's your pass.
Awesome, thank you. It's $136, it's up from 80, but it's still, if you visit a bunch of parks, which we plan on doing, which we do every year, the park pass always makes sense. I'm just whipping together some breakfast and then we're hitting the road to Calgary, Alberta. It's about a 3-hour drive from here through the gorgeous Rocky Mountains. So it should be a scenic and beautiful drive, but we're heading there to get Carol's permanent passport, hopefully. If you recall, 3 months ago, we had a temporary passport done, and now hopefully we can get that done at the American consulate, but we'll see how it goes. Halfway to Calgary. We're up in the avalanche area.
Wow.
We were just here in May or June, I guess. No, May. So when there was no snow on the ground, it's nice to see the park in winter. Beautiful. arrived in Calgary. We're about 20 minutes away from the American consulate. It's a beautiful drive. We came through Kootenay National Park into Banff National Park, and it's just incredibly scenic. And then you get past Canmore and you come out into the plains. And in Calgary here, it's 8 degrees Celsius, so there's not much snow on the ground. In a lot of places, no snow on the ground. But wish us luck. We're hoping to get Carol's passport all squared away so we can head down to the US and then into Mexico in March. So we dropped off Mom at the consulate for her appointment, and then I thought we had an appointment down here at the Chrysler for the Jeep. It needed some recalls done on the airbags, so I came over here. It was only 8 minutes from there, but it's taken a lot longer than we expected. So Pete jumped in with the shuttle driver, and they're heading down to the consulate to pick up Carol. Hopefully her appointment's done. She couldn't take her phone because they don't allow phones when you go in there, so we're just guessing. But we'll see. It was nice of the shuttle driver to go and pick her up and offer to pick her up. So yeah, hopefully she'll be back here pretty soon, and then we're all together and we can just wait another hour, maybe hour and a half for this recall, and then we're on the road. So we're heading back to Banff now. They fixed the windows on the back of the Jeep. That's been broken for some time, so the kids are very happy, especially when we're in warm climates. They have windows again. They replaced the airbags. I guess there was a recall, so all that was good. Carol went into the consulate, and when Pete went in the shuttle to pick her up, she was waiting there, so that worked out good. We got our wife back, our mom. Getting the passport just keeps getting more and more complicated. She wasn't able to do it on the spot. We have some kind of special stamp on it, on an expired passport, that we have to drive into Montana or possibly Idaho or Washington, whatever's closest, and go to an office there. So they'll let us in, but they may never let Carol back out, so we'll have to just visit her on weekends. And I'm kidding. We'll make it work. But we're hoping to get to Banff before dark, find a good place to eat, and maybe stay overnight, and then head back to Radium Springs in the morning.
Because we have some appointments on Friday.
Yeah. Lots going on, as usual.
So we're just talking about how to keep our paperwork organized so that this doesn't happen. And it's hard to keep all those really kind of papers that you don't want out in the loose, right?
Important documents. We when we took off on our trip, somewhere between leaving and then a year later selling the house and packing everything into...
Well, when we packed up, we didn't think we'd be gone for 3 years. So
right.
I thought it was going to be 3 months. So I packed all those paperwork in the pod.
We stored them in we had a couple storage units, and then we moved a whole bunch of stuff up to our island. Somewhere in all that we lost
all
our
that paperwork is either in the pod in Ontario, but we're out here on the west, and I can only drive. I can't fly with this stamp in my passport, and I have to let them know ahead of time, which is good. I'm glad they take it that seriously, but definitely moving forward, we're gonna always have copies of things with different people.
If you're a traveling family for an extended period of time, let us know in the comments what you do or have done to keep all that stuff organized, especially if you're going to multiple countries.
Right now we're eating dinner at the Park Brewery in Banff. We've been here twice. It's good. We're eating.
What is that, dude?
It's bannock with the bison, and then it's got corn relish and iceberg violet.
Delicious. Alberta bison. beautiful Banff scenery in all directions. It's quite spectacular. Try to focus in on that mountain back there. Look at that. Looking down almost every street, there's just gorgeous mountains. I'm just heading into town here to the IGA to get some groceries and a few things for our road trip back to BC. Another day in beautiful BC. We're heading up to the mountains, do some snowboarding. Kids are all prepared, got all the gear together. Caroline and Mom are prepping some food, and then we're gonna cook it when we get there on in the Jeep kitchen. That should be fun. Looking forward to it. Looks like a lovely day. A little bit of cloud, but you just can't beat it. So P, what's the plan today at the hill? You know where you're going?
Yep, summit, and depending on if it's open or not, I think me and Dan want to try Tanton Bowl. It's like backcountry powder. And
Nice.
Yeah.
Does the lift take you right to it, or?
Well, you go up Summit Quad Lift, like right to the summit, and then you will have to take off your boards and stuff, and then walk up and hike to whatever spot you want to go. I think you can go right off this chute, but you can walk around to more untouched snow on other sides of the hill. So it takes you right down like into this big bowl. That's why it's called Tanton Bowl, and then you just follow this cat track right around to the front side of the mountain, and then right down to the bottom again. So you do a full loop.
Nice. All right, the kids have gone up to the summit. We're staying on the lower level, me and Carol, just to keep practicing. We've been to the summit, but we just feel better practicing on these kind of forgiving slopes here. So here we go.
I know now you'll never change your mind for something that matters to me. You do not know what I have in mind. I packed our bags, we'll be on our way. The night was long as I waited without a sign. 'Cause I know what matters to you. But what do you want? What's your biggest need? Every hour we spend together, then suddenly the chances are small, just like the lottery. It's been 72 weeks in this town. I still believe I'll see you again. No matter what, I got off the ground for something that matters to me. But what do you want? What's your biggest need? Every hour we spend together, then suddenly the chances are small, just like the lottery. I just hope we can stay.
We have now officially popped up above the clouds. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the distance, the mountains in the distance. So we're gonna snowboard down from the summit and go through the clouds. What's it like going through the clouds? Hard to see, or?
Yeah, it's a lot harder to see, so you have to be careful where you're going, because the skier or snowboarder might be right in front of you.
Yeah, we'll be careful. Look at that. That's so amazing. That is so pretty. Fun. Chicken shawarma, marinated the other night by Carol and Caroline, and it smells amazing. We're just going to cook it now on the Jeep stove. Smell it? We got turmeric, cumin, coriander, and it's all marinated in a bag in the fridge overnight, and when you get it out and just start cooking it, it's unbelievable. Lean in. Thank you.
I'll let you go, just need some time. At your own pace, you need to find your way.
We're on our way home from snowboarding today, and we're just gonna take a minute to answer some of the questions that you asked us on Instagram the other day. So what's one of the first questions, Caroline?
The first question is, where was your favorite campground?
That's a good question. I'll go first, I guess. Man, there's so many. Fjordlands National Park in New Zealand. There's a river called the Eglinton River that flows through there, and it was such a remote campground. Absolutely beautiful. We were going to stay a day. We stayed over a week. You barely saw anyone else. Just a wonderful spot if you ever get to New Zealand.
I would have to say Banff National Park. That was incredible. The mountains there and just all the wildlife. And I have to say too, because Tofino was really good.
Yeah.
My favorite campground was in Ahipara, New Zealand. The beach was like a 2-minute bike ride away, and it had awesome surf there.
That was a good spot.
My favorite campground was Grossmore National Park in Newfoundland.
There was fly fishing just minutes walking distance
that was
from the
cool.
camp. That was, and the scenery there again is spectacular. Wildlife everywhere. Can't beat it.
My favorite campground was Whitehorse Hill in Mount Cook National Park, New Zealand. The next question is, when are we coming to Europe?
Europe is definitely on our list. We don't have the dates planned or carved in stone yet, but that is on the list, and we will come, and we'll let everybody know. A lot of people have reached out and want to meet up with us while we're there, so we'll make that happen for sure.
The next question is, how do you get Pete's diabetes supplies on the road?
Well, it's kind of changed now that I've gotten an insulin pod and a CGM, but when we were going to places like New Zealand, we would stock up on just getting a lot of pens, like a 6-month supply, as I think as much as you can get, really. And you just hope you don't leave it somewhere, like what we did a few times. But now that I have the pods and things, you can just order it anywhere within the States, and I'm pretty sure in the UK too. And before this, even now, whenever we're in the States and I need more insulin, we'll just go into a clinic, and a doctor will prescribe a prescription for insulin, and we get whatever we needed. I did that in New Zealand a bunch of times, in Australia. I left all my stuff in Australia actually, and then when we went to Bali, Indonesia, we had to go to a clinic there as well, and they were helpful, and you can find the right stuff. Just make sure it's the right insulin for you. And
Yeah, you didn't need a prescription there, thankfully. It was really quite hard to find. They don't sell it in pharmacies. So we had someone through translation help us track down some insulin at a hospital, and so it all worked out well in the end.
The next question is, can you give more info on the 8 principles and how you use that with the family?
Yes, I can talk briefly about it now for this video and maybe go into more depth later, but really it's about having guiding principles. We use that in business. Without guiding principles, you really have no direction, and along with that, we have our core values: work, play, and care. Work hard, play even harder, and care by trying to leave the people we meet and the places we visit a little better than we found them. And that gives us purpose for our travel. We didn't want to, as a family, just be traveling around for the sake of traveling around. Although the first year and maybe the first 2 years we did, our mission was really to spend more time together as a family and just enjoy each other's company. But as we went on, we needed to make sure we had a clear purpose, and so that's what the 8 principles, that's what our values: work, play, care, and that's what our mission becomes. We've spent in 2019, before 2019, we spent time really reviewing that mission to make sure we're traveling with purpose. And we came up with, and it's not hard-coded yet, but we came up with to inspire 1 million acts of care. And really what that, we're not going to keep track of how many acts of care, but it's just to give a number. Really what that means for us is to just try to inspire other families to spend time together, to do little random acts of care. And care for us stands for create a remarkable experience. Even if it's just smiling at someone, it makes their day. Sharing some good information with someone, that is an act of care. Being kind to somebody, helping out where you see a need. And when you're a traveling family, you find opportunities all over the world and right here at home. So that's the quick answer to the question about values and principles. It really gives us purpose and direction for our trip. Thanks for watching this little Q&A in the Jeep. We hope the video and audio quality is good enough for you to get the message. We'll try to answer more questions in future videos as well. If you have questions that you would like answered, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. We always love hearing from you, so leave us a comment and we'll try to answer them in future videos.
And we also want to say thank you to our 2 new Patreons this week, Mike Hollis and Jamie Ortez.
Thank you to all of our subscribers. We really enjoy having you as part of the Epic Family channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button for us and become part of the Epic family. Make sure you share our channel with a friend or another family you know that is interested in doing adventures together. We want to continue to build this community of adventurous families. And in the meantime, we'll see you down the road.